Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So Bitcoin price, guys, is holding up. Look at that. We have not really moved too far, not veered too far away from this price point in here. Bitcoin hovering around the $107,300 mark. So at this point now, after we did see the Bitcoin trend go up, what we're seeing is a bit of a settling down, and we're making these lower highs here. But hopefully what we are seeing now after making these lower lows are higher lows and now higher highs. Of course, this is forming that bullish pennant pattern. But I mean, the market has just really been very indecisive as of late. We have been hovering somewhere in the indifferent category. I guess that's called neutral, right? We're back at 49. So that's neutral. It's not bearish. It's not bullish. It's just smack dab in the middle, which is kind of annoying. If you think about it, we want some movement. We want some pressure, right? Crypto market cap is up by only about 0.5%. Again, guys, not a lot of liquidity in the market alt season. Not even going to bother talking about that yet. We have, some cryptocurrencies in the green. XRP is doing okay. It's one of the top performers in the top 10, 4.39% to the upside as of the time of this recording. Solana's actually doing all right too. Most of these altcoins are up, but if they're up, they're not up by a lot. They're only up by a little bit. Let's take a look at XRP, guys. And after we did get that Judge Torres verdict, we did see XRP slump for a little bit. But today, guys, we've got some good news to share, and XRP is just kind of back up to where it would have been had this not happened. So it's kind of 2 steps back, 2 steps forward. We're back at even Steven. So I'm going to talk about that in a sec. I want to kind of compare where, Bitcoin did reach that high and compare that to XRP. So if we take the high from where Bitcoin went, okay, that would have been back on Wednesday. And we just take the price tool down here. Bitcoin is up. Bitcoin is down about a percentage point, 0.95%. And now if we consider where XRP is compared to that high, where we saw XRP go up here to about $2.23, and, you take into consideration that it did come down and then come back up. Today, we are about 1.7%. So very close. I mean, luckily we're not 7% to the downside like we were when we did get that negative verdict from Judge Torres. Okay, so that is the crypto space. Not seeing a lot of action. Today, Range, though, did come out with an announcement. One of the most anticipated launches of 2025 is almost here, and Range will be part of it, okay? They're partnering with PeerSys to bring our monitoring, security, and intelligence tooling to Ripple's XRPL EVM sidechain. And here's what they want you guys to know. So XRPL EVM brings Ethereum smart contract support to the XRP ledger while keeping XRPL's speed, low fees, and using Cosmos-based IBC connectivity. With over 10 million transactions on testnet and dozens of apps already live, the XRPL EVM is on track to become a key DeFi and payment hub in 2025. Range will provide, real cross-time transfer tracking, chain-wide usage analytics, wallet and protocol monitoring, flow of funds investigations, and full API access for builders. We're already securing $20 billion plus, over $20 billion across ecosystems, and XRP is next. So hopefully that'll bring more traction to the XRP cryptocurrency. With this integration, the XRPL EVM devs an ops team will get access to the same security and intelligence tools used by Solana, Circle, Osmosis, Squads, and more. This partnership helps make the XRPL EVM a visible, secure, and intelligent platform from the get-go. Explore what Range has to offer, guys. I will link this in the description if you guys are interested in exploring more of what Range has to offer. What this is ultimately about is getting more applications, Ethereum-like smart contracts on the XRP ledger. And of course, that's just going to boost XRPL utility and more demand for the cryptocurrency. Now, guys, we have confirmation too that Terrapay is now partnering with Paramount Commerce for real-time payments in Canada. This coming out of Toronto, Terrapay, a global money movement company, has partnered with Paramount Commerce. This is Canada's leading pay-by-bank provider to enable real-time payouts to Canadian banks via the Interact Transfer Protocol for businesses. And Terrapay, of course, one of those early Ripple partners. This partnership marks a significant milestone in enhancing international remittance capabilities, providing faster, more cost-effective, and transparent transactions for Terrapay's customers. Through this collaboration, Terrapay's global network of money transfer operators can now facilitate seamless real-time payments to recipients in Canada. The Canadian payments landscape is evolving rapidly, driven by API-powered innovations that enhance interoperability and integrates cross-border payments into financial services. So, whenever I see that, integrates cross-border payments, leverages 24/7 real-time payment infrastructures, happens basically with a few clicks and settles within seconds, that is all XRPL related, guys, especially since we know these companies are connected to Ripple. This partnership is expected to expand beyond remittances, with future phases targeting payments in sectors such as payroll, travel, and digital content. So they're also looking ahead to the future, leveraging XRPL technology in Canada. That is not the only Canadian update we have today, guys. Airwallex has accelerated Canadian growth with major expansion and new partnerships as well. So another partner, guys, another Ripple partner, Airwallex, is experiencing rapid momentum in Canada, with the company reporting 390% year-over-year revenue growth and a sharp increase in its local customer base. My sense is that the Canadian government has likely passed legislation. I mean, it's not getting the same kind of traction that it would in the United States, but once we start seeing a whole bunch of news updates with regards to a certain country when it comes to payments, chances are the floodgates are now open, and chances are these companies are looking to fill the void. So the fintech known for enabling seamless international financial operations officially launched in Quebec back in May, becoming one of the few fintech providers active in the province, and is continuing to expand its Toronto-based team. The growth underscores Airwallex's strong product market fit among Canadian businesses, and so Canada's international trade accounts for nearly a third of its national income, and many businesses are now seeking modern financial tools to replace legacy systems that struggle with multi-currency cross-border operations. Airwallex's platform includes business accounts with foreign exchange management, fast global transfers, virtual Visa cards, no international fees, and robust spend-to-build management features. So all things that the end user is likely going to appreciate coming from this company. Airwallex has also partnered with Boundless AI, a capital marketplace for growth stage companies, to streamline access to capital and global financial infrastructures for SMEs, so small to medium-sized enterprise businesses across North America. So not just focusing on Canadian businesses, they are looking to expand across North America. That would, of course, include Mexico and the United States. So great news there, guys. Coming out of the Airwallex camp, I happen to see this too. Another partnership with regards to Ripple partner DLocal. We heard some murmurings last week or a couple of weeks ago that DLocal was forging new partnerships, and so now it is confirmed DLocal and BVNK have joined forces to bridge stablecoins and fiat currencies. So wonder if this is going to be occurring over the XRP ledger, considering we did just get news that USDC is going to be running on the XRP ledger. And of course, DLocal is a Ripple partner. Through this new collaboration, moving money will be much quicker, programmable, and cost-effective in more than 40 markets. Both DLocal and BVNK are working to expand corridor coverage and deepen technical integration over the coming months. So corridor coverage, of course, no problem with XRPL technology. And so when it comes to the fiat payout, in addition to accelerating DLocal's payment rails through stablecoins, the partnership will also see DLocal offer BVNK fiat payout capabilities through its Layer 1 platform across emerging market corridors in Africa, Asia, and Latin America. Customers will be able to fund cross-border payments using stablecoins and have them delivered to recipients in local currencies seamlessly and at scale. So that is the latest news there for another Ripple partner, DLocal. I believe they're out of Africa, if I'm not mistaken, and they are looking to expand globally. More than 40 markets, guys. So this is really big news. Robinhood has also included micro XRP and Solana futures, this one courtesy of XRP Crypto Wolf. So Robinhood, another prominent player in the space, are activating these micro versions of standard cash settled contracts offered by Chicago-based derivatives behemoth CME Group. So Robinhood jumping on board too. They don't want to miss out on the action. The Chicago-based derivatives giant launched its XRP futures in May. As I mentioned last month, they managed to attract $542 million in notional monthly volume, which shows rather robust institutional demand. Earlier this year, though, CME Group also rolled out their futures for Solana. And Robinhood has now officially introduced futures trading in October alongside the rollout of index options. Robinhood, down here it says Robinhood added support for XRP Pepe coin as well as several other tokens to its platform in November, significantly expanding the list to its offerings due to the change in regulatory climate in the United States. So because the climate is changing very rapidly, we are going to start to see more of these press releases, more of these news stories come out where we do see, wow, this is, this company is going to integrate XRPL adoption, and this company is going to have XRP futures, and this crypto and that crypto. It's not just going to be XRP; it's going to be a lot of them. But we got to look. What are the top coins? These ones are going to get the most focus. Which cryptocurrencies do I hold, you may ask? Well, you can find all that out at patreon.com/RookieMoneyChannel. I have the $15,000 altcoin portfolio up there. Looking for this next pump to the upside. I'm looking to cash out. But we're running out of time, guys. End of 2025 is coming. Is this going to be a prolonged bull run? I mean, many factors have to be considered, so you can check all that out at patreon.com/RookieMoneyChannel. The other thing I guess I should mention is that tomorrow I'm going to be having a live Q&A event for all my Patreon subscribers. So I do have a tweet up just promoting that. If you guys want to check out my Twitter X account, you can see it there. Sunday, June the 29th, 2025 at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Patreon subscribers. So it's a live Q&A. You can pick my brain, talk to me about whatever you guys want. I guess it doesn't even have to be crypto related technically. And so here we have it now. Brad Garlinghouse locking in finally. That's right, we got the news, and everybody is locking in. Brad Garlinghouse is locking in because it is official. The SEC lawsuit has now officially been dropped. And I know Judge Torres did just recently come out with her verdict, but the very next day, it looks like Ripple reacted. Ripple and the SEC got together, and they came to a resolution. Brad Garlinghouse even commented the 74% of you that clicked "end the case" were right. And so he was just discussing Digital Asset Daily's tweet here. It was a poll. If they want out to withdraw the appeals and the case stands, it ends, or continue to go through the appeals process. So number one, end the case, or number two, appeal. And most people did select end the case. Uphold was even commenting on Brad Garlinghouse's original tweet from yesterday. Lock in, guys. This is why people in the XRP community are getting excited. Brad Garlinghouse did post this yesterday after the news was released. Ripple is dropping our cross appeal, and the SEC is expected to drop their appeal, as they've previously said. We're closing this chapter once and for all and focusing on what's most important, building the internet of value. Lock in, he says. Lock in. 24 Hours Crypto is saying, only a few understand what's coming. And for those few, it will be life-changing. Uphold did reiterate that comment, lock in. Moon Lambo saying, fantastic to hear. The injunction against Ripple is ridiculous. But it sounds like you guys have sufficient workarounds to the point where it won't make business too difficult for you. Onward and upward. We got the lock-in meme here. Locked in, sir, says Dark Defender. Ashley Prosper saying, congrats, Brad. We welcome the news, of course. It's been so long. And a long-fought battle, and you did everyone proud. Johnny Crypto also commenting, I'm glad to see Brad Garlinghouse and Stuart Alderati took our advice on the Abs Crypto show. Maybe they watch the show. All right, come on. So they are closing the chapter, guys, and now it is finally here. XRP did react, and guys, this is why we saw this reaction. I didn't want to, spoiler alert, didn't want to spoil it, but I'm sure you guys kind of already found out. Now we're only down 1.8%. We are back up to this point here. Now we need that big catalyst to move forward to get XRP up and running. And so what is that going to be, guys? I mean, we do have the Ripple billboard in Times Square in New York City. So, there's no lack of evidence that, Ripple and XRP are going to be prominent for cross-border payments for the new financial system. Alpha Puppy did comment, by the way, this was yesterday, Friday, June the 27th, 2025. So this is an up-to-date billboard in Times Square, and Ripple is still lighting up Times Square with their ads. Nothing is stopping them from paving the way for crypto. Not the SEC, not the FUD, not a darn thing. Bill Morgan here also commenting the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit is finally over now. So Finally, it took a while, but we're here, guys. We're here, finally. Commonplace has prevailed. Programmatic sales are not investment contracts. Ripple has found other ways to sell XRP to institutions, and XRP itself is not a security. Well, not so fast, says Crypto Queen. She says, actually, it's not over until the SEC confirms. Note, Brad said the SEC is expected to drop their appeal. I was actually thinking that, but I didn't want to say anything and spoil the mood, I guess. Yes, technically, wouldn't it be funny if Ripple's like, yeah, okay, we talked about it, and we're all going to drop it. And the SEC says, well, on second thought, I don't know if we are necessarily on board still. It needs a vote from the SEC commissioner, says Bill Morgan. I already qualified my finally over comment, but it's just a question now of timing and not the outcome. But it seems like Uphold is super bullish. I mean, we did get that tweet from Uphold saying they are locking in. Vincent Van Code also commenting it's over. Appeal has been dropped. The fine has been paid. Injunction is in place. Life goes on. Let's see the barnacles get shaken off XRP now. Boy, people down in these threads really want to spoil the mood. Wait, what? Says, nope, there's still paperwork left. 3 to 6 weeks, and then it's over. Geez, man, says Vincent Van Code. Why do you care about the court admin? It's a moot point from here. Yeah, I mean, for all intents and purposes, guys, this is what we got. We got the rebound. XRP still holding steady. We're not seeing that big pump to the upside, not yet. But again, I think that is going to come with a big injection of cash into the entire crypto market as a whole. So we got to still keep our eye on Bitcoin. And again, you can pick my brain over there at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. By the way, my DMs are open for all my Patreon subscribers too. So if any of you guys want to DM me, even just to ask me a question, you can. Check it out, guys. Who else do we have here? We've got Nate Gerasi saying close chapter, and this clears the way for spot XRP ETFs. So this is another facet of this whole problem. The spot ETF approval was not going to go through until we had full clarity. So could that be the catalyst now that we have the clarity? Will that bring more life into XRP and more money, more inflows into XRP? This also clears the way for BlackRock to jump in. Crypto Insight UK says, I must say, as I was trying to hint at yesterday, I'm more in the camp now that the correction is over. The route is ready. I think we will see XRP ETF approval imminently and more acquisitions. So again, with the topic of the XRP ETF approval, but also he comments on more acquisitions. I think that narrative supports positive price action, and the charts looked prime. So it's not just going to be one, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 factors. I think that's really going to boost the price of XRP. And, more acquisitions. Think about this for a second, guys. If we get more acquisitions on top of XRP ETF approvals, and let's say it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 XRPF approvals all at the same time, and then stack onto that, we get, an overall bullish crypto sentiment in the space, that could get XRP up to very, very high prices. I have no doubt about that. If the SEC case can squash XRP price to the point that it did back in 2020 and 2021. I mean, don't forget, okay, when we were back at that point in time, when we got that news of the SEC lawsuit, XRP did crater down about 80% before it could rebound. So you got to think about that for a second. We lost all that. We could have started way up here. We could have gained another 300, I want to say 350%, okay? It says 360 here, but 306, okay, let's call it 360. And if we got that 360%, we would have been up somewhere in and around here, okay, in this range. And let's just take this as a for instance. So I'm just speaking to the fact that because we lost all this, XRP was really not able to shine in the same kind of way that it could have. And to 360%, 340, 50, 60%, right? That brings us to the 2.618. So, it would have been great to see an $8.50 XRP back in 2021. But again, guys, we did not have the factors. The negative factors were affecting XRP price at that time. Just to put the emphasis on the fact that if we get ETF approval and we get more acquisitions and we get the bullish inflows, guys, price is going to skyrocket. So I wanted to thank Crypto Insight UK, Nate Gerasi, Vincent Van Code, Bill Morgan here, Alpha Puppy, Uphold, Brad Garlinghouse, Digital Asset Daily, Not Financial Advice, and all the others, guys, for bringing the fire today. It's also nice timing, too, from Mr. Brito. So maybe Arthur Brito knew what was happening. June 23rd, he was keeping his mouth shut. Did he know all along? I don't know, guys. Another interesting question to be asking ourselves. XRP Patriot saying, I'm not going to say Mr. Poole called it, but he kind of called it. Guys, we are now at the finish line. June the 27th, 2021 was when Mr. Poole posted this, and this, gloriously and victoriously, the winners, June 27th, 2021, and exactly 4 years later to the day, we get the final conclusion of the Ripple case. Are these things that are making you guys go, or what? We are living in a simulation, says Luke here. Matt XRP Patriot says, big time, bro. Guys, these could all just be coincidences. We could be living in a simulation. What I know is that we still have some time in this bull run. We're doing okay. We could be doing better. For more information, though, on where I think the market's going to go, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. I also have the Working Money Channel merch store. If you guys feel inclined to maybe supporting the channel by purchasing some Working Money Channel merch, link is in the description of the video. But that's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.